You see, when players want to switch teams, they go through a super important medical examination. It's like a checkup to make sure they're as fit as a fiddle and ready to score goals galore. But sometimes, just sometimes, these medical exams can throw a surprise party of their own. Here are 10 footballers whose move was cancelled due to failed medicals. Our first player is Hakim Ziyech, all the way from Morocco. He had his eyes set on a new team, but boy oh boy, he hit a roadblock. You see, he wanted to join al-Nassr in Saudi Arabia and team up with the legendary Cristiano Ronaldo. But here's the kicker. Ziyech didn't pass, not once, but twice in those important medical exams. Why? It turns out his knees weren't feeling their best, causing the Saudi Pro League to cancel the whole deal. Imagine trying to sprint down the field, but your knees decide to throw a little tantrum. Tough luck, Ziyech, tough luck. But you know what? Ziyech isn't the only player who had a similar experience. Let me tell you about Samuel Umtiti, who can totally relate to him. Last year, in 2022, Umtiti was all set to join Rennes. They had everything figured out and were ready to shake hands on the deal. But oh dear, Umtiti didn't pass the medical examination. Don't worry though, because he didn't let it bring him down. Instead, he went on a little adventure to Italy, joining Lecce on loan. And guess what? It turned out to be a smart move. Umtiti worked hard, got fitter and gained more confidence. It seems like Samuel Umtiti learned a thing or two from Andrei Arshavin. Let me tell you his fascinating story. Arshavin kicked off his career with Zenit St. Petersburg and won lots of shiny trophies with them. He even rocked the Euro 2008 tournament, helping Russia reach the semi-finals. His skills were so impressive that many clubs wanted him on their team. Finally, Arshavin decided to join Arsenal, but there was a tiny hiccup. During his first medical checkup, they found some trouble with his heart. Arsenal gave him a second chance, and this time he aced the test. Arshavin officially became a gunner in January 2009, just a few seconds before the deadline, becoming Arsenal's most expensive player ever at the time, with a whopping £15 million deal. Elsewhere, Falcao had a chance to make a triumphant return to his former club, Monaco. But things didn't go quite as planned. You see, before joining Monaco, he had a not-so-great time at Manchester United. Nevertheless, Chelsea took a leap of faith and signed him on loan. However, Falcao struggled to regain his previous fantastic form. So, what happened next? Monaco decided to try and bring him back, but he astonishingly failed his medical exams. What an irony! As a result, he had to return to Chelsea, like a player stuck in a game of musical chairs. It was like thinking you've won the championship only to find out you missed the final goal. Speaking of goals, you cannot miss the name of the goal-scoring machine Ruud van Nistelrooy. What a time he had at Manchester United. But you'll be surprised to know that Old Trafford doctors initially said no to him. Back in 2001, he was all set to join Manchester United, but his dreams were dashed because of failed medical exams. The Dutch forward was recovering from a tricky knee injury he suffered 7 weeks before his medical. Sadly, the deal fell through because the two clubs couldn't agree on extra fitness checks. PSV were worried it could harm his recovery. However, a year later, Nistelrooy sealed the deal and completed his move to United for a whopping £19 million, breaking British records at the time. And the rest, my friend, is pure history. While Nistelrooy managed to easily recover from his failed medical woe, there was a guy who had to move down the pecking order. We're talking about Victor Valdés here. After his contract with Barcelona ended in the summer of 2014, Valdés became a free agent. So he had his sights set on a move to AS Monaco in Liga 1. However, despite signing a pre-contract with Monaco, the move got cancelled. Actually, Valdés failed the medical test as he had earlier suffered an injury to his cruciate ligament that ruled him out for the rest of the season, ending his career at Barcelona and also costing him his place in the Spanish national squad for the 2014 FIFA World Cup. Another player who faced the challenge of a failed medical is none other than the dynamic Marko Arnautovic. Let's rewind back to the summer of 2009 when Arnautovic was riding high after a fantastic season with FC Twente. He caught the attention of numerous clubs, including Chelsea, who were eager to secure his talents. With a fee of around £12 million agreed upon, it seemed like a dream come true. But a foot problem emerged and, unfortunately, Arnautovic failed his medical with the Blues. However, Arnautovic didn't let this setback deter him. He set his sights on Inter in Serie A. Even there, during his medical tests, concerns were raised. But after a few weeks, he triumphed and passed the medical, earning himself a loan move to the Italian Giants. But did you know that the player who made a meme-worthy moment out of Steven Gerrard also had his own share of misfortune? Demba Ba graced the Premier League with his skills, playing for 3 awesome clubs: West Ham, Newcastle and Chelsea. But Stoke City could have been his 4th stop if it weren't for a failed medical. Let's rewind a bit. When he was still playing for Hoffenheim, he faced a similar situation. A failed medical test made Ba miss the cold, rainy nights at Stoke. Stoke City's manager at the time, Tony Pulis, expressed his disappointment, saying they found something that could cause trouble later on. But hey, that didn't stop Ba from pursuing his English adventure. Instead, he made his way to West Ham, from where his career took a jump start and he went on to play for other big clubs. Similarly, the 2020 Europe top scorer also had to see a big no on his medical report card. But guys, we're not talking about CR7, but the other joint top goal scorer, Patrick Schick. In 2016, Schick joined Sampdoria and quickly became a sought-after player. During his first season in Italy, the Czech star appeared in 32 league matches and scored an impressive 11 goals. He was on fire. Naturally, clubs took notice and Juventus decided to activate his release clause for around €30 million. But oh, there was a twist in the story. Schick failed not just 1, but 2 separate medical examinations. Poor guy. And as a result, Juventus had to back out of the deal. Lastly, it was 2003, and Gabriel Milito was like a rising star among the world's best young defenders, shining bright with his skills at Independiente in his home country. Real Madrid had their eyes set on him and almost had him signed as their centre-back. But during his medical, it was revealed that his knee hadn't fully recovered from a previous injury. The club issued an official statement saying that they couldn't guarantee his fitness for the next 4 seasons, given the intensity of their games. They were worried that he might get hurt again. With Madrid stepping back, Milito decided to stay in Spain, joining Real Zaragoza, where he spent 4 awesome years, even teaming up with his brother Diego. Later on, he made a move to Barcelona, crossing over to the rival camp. So, in a nutshell, fate played its part, as some players found better opportunities after being rejected due to failed tests, while others struggled to regain their former glory. It's a reminder that life can take unexpected turns, and not everyone's journey is the same.